Anu mama, superstar, so, Adabaya, thank you for your support.
Is taking it unprecedented turn and is going to get ugly comes the 2023 presidential elections. There were four major political parties came together under the banner of collaboration. Political pundits and others sees this as that it wouldn't have survived. Knowing the history of the collaborations in past years within the Liberian politics, it was just very difficult for one to grab it, to make sense out of it, that these things will have reached this far. Here we come, not even in the middle of the process, the whole thing is torn apart. This is a crazy scenario that have let the electorates down, because these collaboration parties were seen as alternative to the CDC. Here we are, it's falling apart. One of the collaborators is now being allegedly accused as criminal, or someone who illegally tampered with the documents that has to do with the framework. This is quite amazing. We have not heard anything from the Election Commission, is said, because it is the institution that presides over electoral process, and it is the Election Commissions that gave these political parties this sort of framework status. So I am curious here to know this document. If this document was a fraudulent document, why should the collaboration should still be in place and one person is leaving the process? This is quite fascinating, and we will follow the lead.
evening, folks. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your Sunday evening with us, wherever you are in Liberia, right here in the USA, Europe, and in part of the world on planet Earth. I'm Alfonso Z and so of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv, our good guys. Today's Sunday, Memorial Day, is a Memorial Day weekend. Let's be a little bit magnanimous here to welcome our good, valuable friends and followers, Madam Helen Brown, Kienta Weird, I love that name, and Antonin Fremont, Aaron Poblet, I hope I'm calling it, and the man himself, Riverside Pro. Why he call himself Riverside Pro? Why he not Grand Bassa Pro? He not Grand Gita Pro? He decided to be Riverside Pro. All right. He has the answer to that question. Pro, what's up, my man? Welcome. Man, Abu Fofanantai, good evening. Mike Davis is in the house. Just do a favor and share this. Thomas Garment, I shared this video. What you see is a big collaboration. It's in the making. It's all set, ready to go. We're going to make some tweak in our programming here as time goes by to get used to the new adjustment. The Liberia Public Radio and Sky FM ITV will be are collaborating, and as you can see, both this network, what is happening right now is happening simultaneously on the official outlet of Sky Communication as well in Liberia. So guess what? Your voices, your tweets, your comments matters. And we're going to extend this operation to our local radio station. Hopefully, we will come to that point where they're going to be airing things that we're going to be discussing here. And this is what civility is and must be maintained at all times. Maybe we're going to see whether we can tweet the logo, but when you see both on the left and right is LPR and that of Sky. So we are teaming out. There will come a time we're going to be having a joint program as well, and a lot is going to be unfolding. Too much is at stake in Liberia, and this unnecessary drama, and unnecessary tantrum throwing become more or less entertainment, and people are in desperation to get the news to be able to make a decision. Politicians are getting away because the media world has lost focus and moving in their direction. It is ridiculous, and we need to put stop to that. I imagine Timas, the man who can call all of the 16 counties before he come on. We have we have agreement, disagreement. Obviously, yes. I'm not going to agree with all of his talking point. He too not going to agree with my talking point, and then to add insult to injury with the liberal being involved, that's going to be a pain in the neck. But there's a saying that's saying there's no bad bush for a child, so we're going to deal with the liberal. And the man from the far right, Amos Joy, based in Atlanta, Georgia, all of them. By the way, the 50-50 will be aired live right here as what on the Liberia Public Radio as part of our commitment. That our collaboration. We are sharing news content. That collaboration is being misapplied, is being misused by these politicians simply because they are taking advantage of ordinary Liberians. I am Alfonso Z and so right here at the New England Bureau Desk of the Liberia Public Radio. Hopefully my team of analysts and contributors will be joining me here. If not, I'm capable of doing this. Because when Samson Toll is not even here, I feel much more relieved than he coming because he tend to pollute the conversation here. Always his voice and his way of arguing is just so sort of kind of way. So I have no problem when he is not here, Amos George. Folks, there are a lot of things taking place now in our own personal lives, job sites, and a lot of things. So our coming on is kind of little, and there will be some changes. We want to make sure of the schedule. So we will inform you because we value what you do. Your time coming here is very, very much pressure. So we don't want every minute, second you spend on this network here. We want to make sure that it's being used wisely for us to have that sort of engagement, interaction. We learn from you, you learn from us. You give us some news that we don't even know about. We validate those news and see if we can have a discuss. So I will be coming on in the evening, but there will be some early morning show We're still working on that. There's a big time difference, Liberia and here, and we also have our own base here. But we'll try to make that sort of accommodation. But I know, and you have your greater portions is to have Liberia at heart. And so I'm quite sure you'll find it quite fascinating and interesting for us to have this sort of conversation from Liberia here. We're going to be bringing them all here, and we're going to make sure and give everybody the fair share. Yeah, I'm waiting. I can't wait to have Alexander Benedict Cummings with his 5 or 10 pillows as to how you're going to do it. It's quite interesting, but at least something is in black and white, and that's what we want to hold them accountable to. But at the same time, we want to be very, very much give them the opportunity not to be judgmental, and so we want to keep focus here. And this is the sort of arrangement Liberia Public Radio and Scar TV FM in Liberia, working out modalities, sort out our differences in terms of what the do and don'ts, and to respect one another views, information sharing, making it proportional, not taking side. We have to drive the narrative so that the voters, the electors, or the Liberian will get a clear picture of their decision-making process. However, the tweets, your comments, or some of the things that will be said on this network does not in any form, shape, is endorsed or approved by Liberia Public Radio and SCAR Communication. However, we do facilitate these hardcore conversations in making sure that we have these news conversation going. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. Welcome to Lpr-Tv and Scar TV Live, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. And so we are in this collaboration. So let's take this quick commercial, and I'll be right back.
Is taking it unprecedented turn and is going to get ugly comes the 2023 presidential elections. There were 4 major political parties came together under the banner of collaboration. Political pundits and others sees this as that it wouldn't have survived. Knowing the history of the collaborations in past years within the Liberian politics, it was just very difficult for one to grab it, to make sense out of it, that these things will have reached this far. Here we come, not even in the middle of the process, the whole thing is torn apart. This is a crazy scenario that have let the electorates down, because these collaboration parties were seen as alternative to the CDC. Here we are, it's falling apart. One of the collaborators is now being allegedly accused as criminal, or someone who illegally tamper with the documents that has to do with the frame.
Okay, good evening. Welcome. I'm Alfonso Ziensot. We're going to be opening the phone lines. Yes, let's go to our onliners. Tweeting here, my man Dualo. Yeah, thank you so much. Happy Memorial Day. Anthony, Mr. Gay, welcome as well. For Fanan, welcome. All of you great people. River says 4, Cummings 5 pillow. Let's put this here. We got to get our guys engaged here. Pro, this is where coming from. Pro. Is it Pro? Are you in? Is that Kentucky or Tennessee or whatever you? Okay, Cummings 5 pillows are a best, I believe, not a blast. Except I don't know why he applied blast or best, whatever. I'm just worried about its implementation. Okay, so there's an apprehension there. Meaning here, from what I try to sense out here, this sounds good, but if you can talk it, but if it would be done, that's another thing. So this is Duaro here tweeting from Massachusetts, neighboring, I believe, the neighboring based state of Massachusetts. I had to put my moving on pause for this show. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's a great one. Yeah, I've been holding you here. I don't know. Maybe you. I don't know what am I meant. George Lobo bail you out because he now talk and talk and talk. Nothing seems to happen. So he tapping into your expertise. But hey, anytime you're ready, my man Dualo, just come here. But this is why he says, say happy Memorial Day weekend to everyone, to the veterans. I want to say thank you for your services to our great country. Us, yeah, indeed, these people they are doing well. And this is coming from Philadelphia, Anthony Gay. Congratulations, LPR partnering with Lpr-Tv. Okay, and this is Dualo coming by. Thanks for connecting us via Sky FM to Liberia as well. And my man for fun, I is saying, good evening, and so long time, big brother. I'm following. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, my man, the country here too, the equalizer now. We will do this thing, do it. We got to make sure we take care of something. Oh, my goodness. What a horrible night in the making again. Lord Jesus Christ, help me. Well, gentlemen, this conversation is about to take a pivotal movement. They are here. I don't want to call his name. Calling his name is to validate his talking point, which are always ridiculous on this network. But to get a saying, there is no babush for a child. So what do? We have to de-way as it is. I am Afonso Zay, and so time check is 8:17 Eastern Standard Time right here. Let's get a conversation going. Okay, let me welcome my great people here. I hope he wasn't hearing what I was saying because he's one of the best. He's one of the brains. He's one of the guy behind this network. What, my microphone was open when I was talking, or what? I don't think so. Oh Lord, I don't think you're going to be a good evening here this evening. Okay, let me go to Saxtown, Sacramento. The liberal progressive of the Liberia Public Radio hosts an angle conversation with Samson Too. Nobody wants to go on his show because he believes people's work should be divided. Don't work. I work, it will be market work, bamboo drawer. Can you imagine you work your 80 hours and then your paycheck? Samson Too is saying out of your 80 hours, give somebody 60 and you take what? 20. What sort of good Samaritan work is that? He's standing by in Saxtown, Sacramento. Let me just bring in here the liberal progressive. There he is. Wow. Is that a proper share?
Mr. So, good evening, and good evening to your audience as well. Yeah, it is. It's a Liberian shirt. I'm not too sure if my shirt is pro or poor. It's neither. It's not pro or poor either. It's the Liberian shirt.
Liberian shirt. Wait a minute. Where my Liberian shirt?
Mr. So, the shirt was sewn in Liberia. I picked the style. I'm not too sure if I
like it. It's colorful.
Thank you. Because the liberal progressive is always colorful, Mr. So.
Oh Lord. This guy here. Okay, the liberal happy Memorial Day. This is a very solemn indeed. We have to remember our men and women.
Right. Happy Memorial Day to you and the audience as well. And I mean, usually, this is not a day that people will not think about their own losses and what have you. We memorialize everyone who sacrificed himself for us to be here today. And we want to be very grateful to them and to God as well.
As a principal board man, I'm about to put you on the bus. And because I have Duado, I have a lot of folks here going to be my living witness. Since I left work, you know what happens to me? I came all day. I have not even slept because we're doing some technical work with both SCAR and LPR. And that deal is done. I shouldn't be working. I should be off. But I follow your instruction. So I hope before the end of the show here, let my Memorial Day be celebrated. Let me go to Atlanta, Georgia, where our man, Amos George, the best friends of Samson Bloku Brown Toe. is standing by. We're going to be having a conversation. There he is. Mr. George is right there. Mr. George, good evening and welcome. I mean, you know, you're on the Ilio.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. I was just about ready to sit down. Jesus.
Yeah.
What? Mr. Josh,
Yeah.
what's going on? You got to share that secret with some of us.
No, we're not allowed to join the up there. We still
flight,
got.
you know, guess what? I was on a flight with one girl from Bone County, and then she was asking, you know, what they call it? I know Nya turn on this and that. I said, what is that? He said, oh, you auntie from like, bro. So then 1 year, I don't know whether they get any other one that get you. Was there any ointment you received from Bone County, my man?
No.
Yo, I was wondering who's in backstage.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So Josh, you sure no Botox or any other kinds of Hollywood stuff going on with you?
No, I got money for Botox.
Okay, Mr. John Cotto, Nana Kuyat, our own man, James Gomia. Is he on leave or what? FLMA or whatever, how do you call this here? Massachusetts FLMA or whatever. Mr. Gomia. Okay, now, man, Augustine, MacBeat, and Mike Lavelat. I want to say good evening and welcome. Okay, gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the show.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. So, and good evening, Mr. To again.
Thank you.
Let me indeed, grateful, Mr. George. I want to say thank you to you initiated all of this with SCAR, and we can say it the connection to the technical one. That was one of the difficult ones. All day, it's just after 8, I think from 3 o'clock, I believe. We're online until almost 2 hours ago before everything has been set up. It's been simultaneously or being aired simultaneously there as well. And we're going to be doing a lot. But I want to say thank you so much. That doesn't mean that you're going to get a free pass here, so you know. But thank you. I think the deal is done. We still have little technical work to do in terms of there'll be some changes. I think I'm going to be coming on in a day. I want to send some real blast inside Liberia data and all of that. So I want to say thank you for initiating such a connection, and I think it was very, very much rewarding. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
Okay, so let's get a conversation. Folks, we want to welcome all of you. Mr. Jackson, welcome. What a liberal. What are you doing?
What
am I hearing you?
Mr. So, carry on your show.
Hola. All right. Good evening. Welcome. I told you who he is. Things he always put on the unexpected. Okay, gentlemen, it's going to be like an open field here this evening. Being a little bit slacking behind the news, but notwithstanding, we will do what we can do. It's quite interesting. I don't know where I'm moving. Okay, so Liberal, just talk to me here. What we call the collaboration. The collaborations, some say they get different form of definition depending who you talk to. Some say on life support. Some say they're about to move the plug, and some say the plug is already off. But quite recently, we also saw images, and I will be hosting Dr. Chris Dubanya here. So we will be finalizing this year. A group calling itself Democratic Alliance of Liberia, DAL, right? They say, well, they're not using the word collaboration. So what are they using? Let's say alliance. Okay. Yeah, they are putting together. And you saw Eduardo tweeting here. Let me see if I not to get it. He said, well, I want to see the comment. He doesn't trust something he said. He doesn't trust. Is that here? It's very hard to trust. Okay, it's very hard to trust Liberian politicians when they take state power. So is it? Yeah, we are. Collaboration came into place. People saw it as the resurrection, as the new birth, or as the alternative, and we see the whole train literally derail. 4 parties at 4 or 3 parties came together now. Democratic Alliance of Liberia. These people, they are your colleagues. They are progressive. I don't know, the remnant or members or whatever, the progressive wing too is sort of divided. It's sort of a little bit confusing here. I'm not sure you got their press release, but I'm quite sure you are news junk as well. You've been following it. Should we take these people serious?
Mr. So, you know where I stand when it comes to these kinds of stuff. Those of us that are pretty much on the opposite end of the policy, not individual. Let me make that clear. Of the policy implementation process of this government. I am on the opposite end of it because I do not believe that this government has the ability to implement policy that will be beneficial to the Liberian people. I do not believe that. Now, let me say this again. Let us also understand that the individual themselves that are implementing the policy are human beings and are well loved by many of us. Now, Mr. So, this collaboration or whatever they call themselves, it's laughable. It's laughable. I think Liberians, what these politicians going to be surprised of as they continue to try to fool us, believing that we're so stupid, we will follow anything they do. They will be surprised this time around because many young Liberians, the voters themselves, are onto them to say you cannot fool us anymore. There are so many things that are going on. Why is it last minute, almost last minute time, now you're going to come and form another collaborating political party? What I suspect and what I've been reading also is that these people recognize that the Baka who are supposed strongly, they're still supporting, that they most likely are so scared of their own shadow that they're thinking to themselves, look, we better make sure we have some sort of a back door here, because if the election commissioner come out and with all of these wrangling, we brought this on ourselves. I'm paraphrasing. Please don't say I'm quoting that. We brought it on ourselves by taking Kumi and his people to court. Now, when you get to courthouse, everything is on the table. You cannot conceal anything else. You have to be truthful because your hands is placed on the Bible, and you're going to have to be a Mr. So the liberal is talking, and now you're going to be moving here and there. And this is unacceptable. Now, why you put me on the side where my face is not going to be on the numbers, the face? Yeah, please stop. Why are you trying to manipulate the system just to throw me off my liberal gear? But this is what I got news for you as well. I got news for you as well. To you and your audience, this liberal mind cannot be manipulated. This liberal mind cannot be moved around. You can move the pictures around, but the train of thought and the liberal mind is consistent. Let me continue. Where was I? No, but anyhow, let me continue, Mr. So. Look, going back on a very serious note, going back to this thing here. These people, they knew very well that whatever they were doing, they brought it on themselves. And like I said, if you're in a courthouse, you have to be truthful. Your hand is placed on the Bible, and you have to be truthful. And everything is on the table. You cannot conceal, you cannot hide. And now they are finding out that there's court business. It's not that you think you're going to destroy Alexander Kumi. You're fooling yourself. Because there's a saying back in Town Town, when two people get in a fight in the mud, everybody get dirty. This is what is happening. Now they are in their concern now is, the National Commission might come back and say, oh, we can't have Joseph Baker on CPP ticket, or we can't have Joseph Baker going on. So they're trying to form another collaborating political party so that at least Dr. Baker will have a place to hide. Let me put it that way. To hide. This is embarrassing. This is shameful. And this is what I'm going to tell these Liberian politicians. They have no place to hide anymore. Many young Liberians are up to their scheme. Many young Liberians are up to their scheme. And then now this scheme is not going to work. This dog is not going to catch anymore. You know, back when they're ready to put stuff in the dog nose so the dog can go hunt. Well, that medicine finished long time ago. They're on their own. If they cannot come out and salvage the damage that they have done to many of us. If they cannot come back and salvage and make sure this thing stand, they ain't going nowhere. Dr. Weah and his people will be the next, will be the leader of next government. And they will throw sand in all of our garis and they'll say something to, and he say, man, people are living stone there. Something to, and he say, we look at us now. And we're going to say, well, thank you for another 6 years. We will be kowtowing to these people. Mr. So, this is embarrassing to say the least.
What a long monologue. But Josh.
Yes.
What did you grab from the labor argument here? He still positioned himself here and there. Is he a sympathizer of these progressive, or he denouncing their actions? What is he saying?
I don't think I think he's not sympathizer then. I think he's trying to speak out what is really happening and what is taking place in broad daylight.
By the way, I just forward out really. I'm sorry that I got it a bit, but the declarations of intent. I just sent that statement. I just sent it to both of you email just in case.
I did follow the press conference, but I said it the other day. This is just reincarnation of Joseph Boakai, the Unity Party.
Oh, you mean the progressive?
What a progressive? When you got Alare Topa openly saying Joseph Boakai must be president, and you support Joseph Boakai at all costs. And Alare Topa is one of the chairmen.
So let me get this out of you. Do you see that as extension or to enforce Unity Party? Is that a strategy you think?
Yes, that's what
I'm waiting to hear that from the officials of DAL themselves.
They will not admit it, but this is the reality. Like people must read between the lines. If Alare Topa, who is chairman, have said on just 2 weeks ago, making a live broadcast, that he fully supports Joseph Boakai, and Joseph Boakai must be president of the Republic of Liberia. Now, if they are going to some align where you think that thing is going, this is another, what you call it, try to rebrand the Unity Party. People will come and say, oh, no. Look at that, the Wabo. What was it? Ain't here with the Rainbow Alliance? We had on the platform. You were there the other day.
Yeah.
So imagine what is going on. This is the collaboration or whatever they want to form to leave the CPP. This is exactly what they're doing. 2007, the Unity Party did the same thing. Came out with some Springer group. They said they were political parties. Now, this is exactly what they are doing. Larry Topa, I would say, for me, Larry Topa is on tape. Anybody can go on YouTube last week or before last. Lead a group that Joseph Boakai must be, and that's the only man they will carry. So if he is in the collaboration, what that tell you? It's like taking an old wine, trying to put in a new bottle. It's the same old wine. This is what they're doing. Because now they're trying to say the Unity Party now is finding collaboration outside of the CPP. That's back up now.
Okay, we're going to be having it, and we'll be having one of the top insider who is one of the chief architects of this the alliance coming. He's a scientist and a political activist, Dr. Chris Dubanyan, that will be coming here. As a matter of fact, I should have hosted him, but technical problem, we didn't have that program. It's still pending because I want his voice to also be go ahead. The Liberal, are you there?
Yes, I am.
So, do you? That's Mr. George's analysis. Hearing what we are hearing, and that's why he told us saying now, and the intent of this group, they are saying they want to contest the 2023 presidential elections in Liberia. He's the chair of the group. I'm not sure whether he's going to be the standard barrier. But bringing this here, is here a political ploy now being solidified by the Unity Party? Let us destroy the CPP. CPP has already been destroyed. It can be resuscitated, but we need to have a backyard. So is that the game plan now of the Unity Party to farm? Because the good thing today is, as you know, this collaboration is an open confederation. So anybody can go out there, the funny party then are coming, anybody can go out there to grab something because everybody needs commendation and want to get some sort of room at the end of the day. Do you see that as a political ploy and strategy deployed by the Unity Party to get their base, to keep their base? If Alaria has declared it publicly, it's like something telling us, you get a party named Liberty Party, they are unable to produce a candidate, and now he's seeking membership or he's associate of a Unity Party. I'm quite sure you are in solidarity with that.
Mr. So let me give you a little bit of history here, just a very short one. Back in the days when Councillor Bronskin decided to throw his hat, so to speak, in the ring, he decided it would be difficult right now for me to come out with a new political party. And so he decided he wanted to go with Colette, the guy from Bon County. Colette, his political party. Yes. So after my own brother, Mr. Kane, and the rest of the people pumped heavy money into that process, and the party started gaining ground. The people from Bon County decided that they were going to throw Gary into Councillor Bronskin bread or sand in the Gary, so to speak. The people were going around and started convincing our brothers from Bon County, started telling, you're going to sit down here for Grand Bassa County over Better People Party, and they brought that thing in. It was a very serious business, and Councillor Bronskin and the hierarchy of that process decided, you know what, let's get out of here. And that's how come they came up with Liberty Party. Now, political party in Liberia, as far as I'm concerned, it's like a gravy train. All of these people, and here is what Dr. Baka has to be very careful. Because all of these people that you think right now, they are gaining behind you. When this process starts taking off, when you no longer have the opportunity to jump ship, that's when the boiler of this ship gonna cut off. All of these people want job. Hopefully, if they're successful in obtaining state power, all of them, they want ministerial position. That's how it is. They're not in here to win the presidency. They're not here to do that. They're here to have a conversation, to say, well, we're going. Why, if they knew very well that they wanted to do that, why didn't they get involved when CPP was hot? Why were they not? Where were they? They were on the fringe. They didn't want to see anything. But now, because CPP have brought trouble on themselves, and they're almost like destroying themselves, these people now, they want to use the opportunity to say, now, the same thing they did to the so-called people did to Dr. Weah, come to Papa, we will help you. These people put their stuff together and now inviting Dr. Baka. We here, come to us. These are the people that when Dr. Baka was to, excuse me?
Was he forced? The forcing?
No, but that's politics. So Dr. Baka gonna have to go to somewhere where he think he can get something. So if he goes in there, the bubble is going to be close on him. And even his own people that are close to him now might be shut down. The best way, if they want to win, if Dr. Baka time is running out, I'm not hiding anything. Dr. Baka age, with his age, if this ship leave the port with Dr. Baka not being the captain, he's not going to captain no other ship. Not even a boat, not even a canoe.
So it's a dev do up
exactly
for him.
Exactly. And therefore, I say again, and I might sound ridiculous, but I say again, look, a woman and a man, they can fight and come back together. Even the tongue in the mouth and the teeth can fight and come back together. Dr. Baka should be the big shot or the big person in the room. Have conversation with Kumi and his people.
What sort of conversation? Hold on 1 second. You're going to talk here. You are calling for a conversation You in multiple places in this whole thing here, crazy confusing us here. You're calling for conversation, but initially you said this guy should go on this man here. That's not a tone of a conversation. You were very decisive in your talk.
Mr.
So
So,
what sort of
Mr.
conversation you want?
So, Mr. So, I remember what I said. You can't put words in my mouth. I
Okay,
know exactly
did
what
you
I
say?
said. Now, let me say this again. At the time, and I still believe that. Kumi, now let me turn this whole boat over on Kumi himself. I'm liberal. Your ain't fame, mama. My ain't fame. What you do to me? Nothing. I'm Broku. You can't do nothing to me. Let me tell you this. Kumi also is gonna miss the boat. And after this is gone, as young as Kumi is, if this thing is not resolved, Liberians will not forgive Kumi. And the next time he come back, they'll turn their back on him. Why? Why am I saying this?
Okay.
These people, hold on, Mr. So, see, this is what you do.
So okay, we have
but you can't do this. There's no kumba here with you and myself. So don't okay me, please. Let me make my point. You and myself, we're not friends. We're here to exchange idea. You and the central right, you people together. So please let me go ahead and finish my point. You and myself, we're not friends on the thing yet. So let me finish my point. The point here is this: Kumi and Dr. Bakai and the CPP, they had Liberians, including myself, our hopes so high. And they allowed the person who Charles Taylor was leaving was crying. And there's a video for that. Benedict Ure was crying when Charles Taylor was leaving. And they allowed Benedict Ure to infest some sort of a hatred among themselves. So much so that my own son, Costa, became the drum beater and the drum major for this conflict. And you want to tell me if these people are not coming back together, if they are not able to come back together, Dr. Baka is not going to win the election. Kumi is not going to win the election. Dr. Weir doesn't even have the campaign. He's going to win the election for the next 6 years, even if his heart is not in this process. McGill, Minister McGill, going to be the de facto president for the next 6 years. They go up and count down unless they bring the collaboration back together. You say something, say if they didn't bring it back together, none of them will take state power. Lobo and whatever his name is, Lobo and Anthony Cassidy and Anthony Gay and everybody, they can sing all they want to sing. They're not going to see no state power unless they bring this thing back together and make sure that the Liberian people are behind them.
Didn't you tell us on this network before I go to Mr. George that there were partisans and there was nothing, everybody was mind their business?
Mr. So that was months and months ago. Please don't remind. I'm not about ready to eat crow. Like I said, you and myself were not frank on this thing. I'm not going to eat crow on this. I still believe that. What I thought will happen, because Kumi has no standing in Liberia in terms of a connection. He told us so. He has no connection with Liberia.
Do you still believe that? Do you still believe that today?
Yeah, Kumi has no connection with the Liberian voters. None whatsoever. With all that 5.9 point, whatever point he got, he ain't going nowhere unless he comes with all two of them.
Is there a hate from him, or you just being very objective here?
No, I'm being very objective. Why would I hate Kumi? As smart as he is. He's an intellectual. I don't hate him. I don't hate Kumi. Kumi, I keep saying this. Kumi, Kumi had listened, if Kumi had listened to me and go honor Dr. Bakai, Dr. Bakai will be 6 years. He's done.
Was he welcome?
Kumi then would have shown to the Liberian people his ability to lead, and people will let him stay there for 12 years.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you, Liberal, because you kept saying this thing go on and go on and go on. Was there some sort of olive branch extended to the ANC folks? And if it did, was this genuine?
Okay, let the ANC for let them wait for forget about olive branch. Let them wait for prawn tree. The prawn tree coming. Now the prawn tree branch them wait for. They will not see state power. We all gonna be on the platform and go on singing blah blah blah. They're not going. Dr. Weir and his people going to be the next.
Mr. George,
nothing will do.
Mr. George.
Yeah.
I think the hopes of the Liberal is already gone. I think because the whole, you remember a long time I said here, Unity Party at some point in time was pivoting in the directions of the progressive, to the extent we're hearing certain names as a possible choice running mate if you were to be on top of it. Is this a sort of strategy now by Joseph Boyka in order to undo some of those names? I don't like to call these people, I don't like to call their name. Is that a clever way to distance himself? Where are they right now? Boyka now is vulnerable. He's finding accommodation because this thing, he as an older person, the whole war crumbled on him. Just how when you remember when Reagan was telling Gorbachev, tear down this wall. This whole war is being crumbled under the watch of Joseph Boyka. And I'm surprised Samson Tour here is just saying here today that Bernard Ure who were crying, even though he knew Bernard Ure was anyone who were talking about, hey, Bernard Ure going to be the person in this whole thing. He was here in defense. And that, oh, you know, thing will happen, they will fix it. So why he's suffocating himself here now today? Let me hear from you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think from day one, I want to do on tape. From day one, I said Bernard Ure was going to be a spoiler in this thing. And you people ask me why. I said, look at this man. The way he speaks about his colleague, that is not big comments. You will see hatred in this man for this other man. So, but if you saying Boyka is the man, or how the people call him, 45-year experience in government, then he referred to it as not coming. He friend and brother for a long time. If this man could not hold this organization together, then I wonder how will he lead Liberia? Boyka, are you telling me if you already a statement who have this country, who have Liberia at heart, could not look in the face of Bernard Ure and say, you know what happened? You are not carrying this in the court, because if you carry it, you're gonna destroy this institution we're trying to put together, and this is the hope of the Liberian people. If Boyka could not stand up to Bernard Ure, then what is the statement of this man? When he's saying that he is a leader, and he talking about the Liberian people should not dash their hope and aspiration, help is on the way. No. Boyka have failed the test of time. And going back to this alliance, it's just another means. So if there's an alliance, that means that there will be no contest or any primary for any single person. They're going to just take Boyka unanimously and say, you are our leader. And many of the people I see that behind Boyka that putting this thing together, I had just come to the point to tell the Liberian that these people don't have the spine to stand up as individual for the Liberian people. I hate to say it, because there are some people that I know who have been championing the cause of the Liberian people. But why they cannot stand up to take the torch from Boyka, to say, no, oh man, you have done your part. We honor you. It's not time for us to
Joy, how can that happen when you have the liberal here preaching the soundbite, taking the bullhorn here? He's the only person, and this is why it's sickening. They are not even thinking about the future, the generations of Liberia. They kept having these old people over and over. They don't want new thing to happen. They don't want to see Liberia to progress. They think these people, it is their entitlement. That's the kind of bullhorn he be preaching on this network.
Mr. So in the central right.
Can you give the man chance, please?
Hold on. So these people are hiding behind Joseph Boyka to hold on to state power. Why? You people are highly educated, highly level-headed, intelligent, got the resources. Why people cannot come up to put something forward that will move this?
Let's do him a favor. Let him answer this.
Look, like I said, I don't need for you to introduce me. Like I said, both of you and myself, we're not on the same page. And we don't agree on many things. And this one is one of them. Look, let me tell you this. I'm Bloku, my hand for you more, your hand for you more. I say as I see it. I say as I see it. In anything you do, you have to wait for your turn. Let me use that word. Let me use that word. Yes, I say so. I say Kumi has to wait his turn.
Look,
Simple. I don't want two of you to jump on me. Let me make my point.
my statement.
Okay, let's give it time.
You see, this is what you guys do. This is
Go
what
ahead.
you both of you will do. You see, you're gonna jump all over this thing. I said Kumi was his turn. I say so. Why do I say that? Look, Mr. So, Liberia is a country with culture, number one. And second, Liberia is not a banana republic. Number two. Third, and most importantly, Kumi told us, and I have that on video. He told us he has no connection with the Liberians in terms of voting voters in Liberia. Number one. Second, I believe Dr. Baka is the only one that is ready to stabilize this ship at this time. However, let me say this again. Cummings, in fact, if you were, and I'm going to be truthful as I see it. If you were to put all of them on the scale in terms of leadership ability, Cummings number one. I'm not even backing down on that. However, Cummings just coming into Liberian politics, that's why he got burned like this. You could not do this what they did to Cummings, that could not have been done with Councillor Bronsky. No way. No way. Councillor Bronsky, in fact, when he was with these people, he wasn't trusting them. He said trust but verify. Cummings did not ask that. And that's why he got burned. Now, let me say this. When I say wait your turn, Cummings young. Baka is not that young anymore, but he has the ability to stabilize this ship. Cummings, you come in with Baka and help to stabilize this country that is then going to be turned over to you pretty much for the next 12 years. What part of it, the Cummings and the ANC people, you think you're going to win election by yourself? Fasten. Not even, you're not, ANC, you're not able to catch dog. You're not able to catch rat. You're not able to do nothing. You can't win election in Liberia. Why you're fooling yourself? Instead of also all of us to come together and be able to stabilize this thing so that Liberian will be able to enjoy your man got nothing. You can't win election. What's wrong with you? You don't understand that one?
Let me say this.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you, Liberal. Do you think, let's be honest here. Let's turn the camera off here and pretend like no one is watching. Just three of us here. Was he received comments? Do you think he was received honestly within this whole collaboration? Seeing what is happening, what is unfolding right now?
Mr. So, I told you guys before, they knew exactly why they wanted Cummings. They wanted Cummings because of his money. They were not bringing Cummings in.
Who
they? Were not bringing,
Who they?
Oh, let me start with people. My own sister, Honorable Nyomli, Dallas Dillon, Benina Ure, my own old man, Dr. Baka. They all knew very well. They were not in this team for Cummings to be the selected president. But instead of them to get the balls, the kahunans, and come out to say, look, this is the rule. You come in with us, Baka is number one. Make it clear from the beginning. Give Cummings the opportunity to say, no, that's not what I want.
Probably they would have done like a CDC style.
Exactly. They didn't do that. Oh, yeah, this is an open primary. Oh, yeah, whatever we got, the people will select. When they find out that Cummings started making headway, they say, oh, that's not what we have him out. Oh, man, the man, you take time, you do so. They start finding with him. But I don't blame them. This what happened with Cummings right now could not happen to many of the Liberian politicians. But because Cummings, Johnny Conley, he trusted them, but he didn't verify these people to say who are they. He was not asking the Liberian Cuba, the Liberian Banapigin then, the Liberian Banapigin politician. He was not asking them. You think that Cummings have gone to people like Milton Tiaji, if Cummings have gone to people like what's his name, Wisa, Communist Wisa, and all those progressive, and say who are these people? Cummings would have come to this thing here knowing fully well how to step and where to step. But he came in because in the corporate world, most of them trust people each other so that the company can survive. So he came in trusting these people. But people from the beginning, they knew exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted Kumi's money. They don't want Kumi to take power. But Kumi should have played smart as well. And that is, oh, that's what the people want. Okay, I will go second. You want my money? That's fine. But I want something out of it. And after a serious negotiation. And go second.
Well, okay, let's play the devil advocate now before Pa George come in here. Why the wisdom, the audience under this palm one tree? Because they got a saying that say it, you can't have the older man under the palm one tree and the children begin to do this, cutting hairs off of one another. Why this old man did not come out in a good faction? Because it was easy, and I've said this over and over, you refused to listen. Out of the four groups, Liberty Party was outsourced. How do you call it? ALP does not have no political base. I said this over and over. Bernard Ure all in this to protect his wealth, so that even when he does something wrong, he's doing something, when the government goes ahead, it will be like a political witch hunt because he's an opposition. That's all Bernard Ure in it. Where his party? Who are his party members? Where is the party base? It's just an inner cycle of few people, and so that's all about it. Why the wisdom, the wise man in this kingdom hall? Why couldn't you call him stabilizer?
Mr. So,
I don't get it. No, I come in.
Mr. So, Mr. So, you guys are yet to understand Dr. Baka. I do. I don't know him. We never met, but I follow people policy and the way they do business. Dr. Baka working with Madam Salif. And for years, according to Dr. Baka, he was parked in the garage. Why was he not talking when he knew very well that he was not functioning the way he's supposed to? Because I believe Dr. Baka at the end, when he made that judgment not to say anything, to say, okay, I won't rock the shit. Something in it for me. I will look at the future. Let her do whatever she wants to do. I will wait my turn. Now, when time came, she rocked the boat on Dr. Baka. That's why Dr. Baka, during the election, came out and said, I was parked in the garage. When they come in situation, Dr. Baka, I believe his intent, he's not a bad person. His intent was, I believe, and I could be wrong. That's fine. I'll say it anyway. I believe Dr. Baka's intent was, Kumi, let them make all the noise. At the end, when Kumi ready, he and myself will get together. I will show him the rope as a young man coming to Liberian politics. Let them go in whatever they're going. At the end, I will show him the rope. That was his calculation. That was the reason why Dr. Baka couldn't come from the beginning to say X, Y, and Z. Knowing fully well that if he were to come from the beginning and say X, Y, and Z, the other people would have distanced himself. And he didn't want that either. So either way, Dr. Baka was between high place and whatever rock or whatever you want to call it. And there was no way he could have just come out. But his intent was something that should be commendable. However, when this thing started snowballing, when my own son Custer started going on TV, calling people thief and all that kinds of stuff, insulting, Dr. Baka should have stood up. When he was in Philadelphia, when we carried our program, he said, you nail somewhere, something like that, that these things, they hurt forever. Those things don't go. You know all that. You should have stepped in immediately. He told us that when he go to Liberia, he was going to resolve these things. When he got to Liberia, why didn't he resolve it? What did Bernard Ure have over him so much that he couldn't say no to these people? To say, this is not what I want. This is not the kinds of government that I want to run. This is not the kind of leadership that I have in mind. We have to work together. He didn't do that. He did not do that. And this is a failure on Dr. Baka's part. I will admit that. However, Mr. So, I think they need to come back together.
Let's take a break and then Amos George will respond.
Is taking it unprecedented turns and is going to get ugly comes the 2023 presidential elections. There were four major political parties came together under the banner of collaboration. Political pundits and others sees this as uh, that it wouldn't have survived. Knowing the history of the collaborations in past years within the Liberian politics, it was just very difficult for one to grab it, to make sense out of it, that these things will have reached this far. Here we come, not even in the middle of the process, the whole thing is torn apart. This is a crazy scenario that I've
From the West African nation of Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia Public Radio and Television present Business Diary. This program focuses on the activities of business institutions and individuals in society.
I'm Jeremiah Zawu Senior, CEO of All Nation Bank. It has been very good to have.
Okay, time is fast spent. We want to give our audience, our viewers, the opportunity to also to call in. But let's go to Amos George. If you are just joining us, this is Liberia Public Radio, now sharing news content with Sky FM TV in Liberia, relaying simultaneously here. More to come. Join program. You're going to be coming here to make sure that we discuss the issues ahead. Let's go quick there. Let me go to Amos George. Amos George.
Yeah. You know, I see the liberal running all around you.
I'm telling you, unbelievable.
1 minute, Comey said in that interview, he said, I'm new to the Liberian political scene. Now, this number we're talking about, you talk numbers. There is no evidence in Liberia to tell you that, hey, this is what this person looked like. This is, no sampling or pool in Liberia, accurate pool to do any political number to say this party won this place. Coming working therapists in the national elections. So, and from 2017 up to this time, are you seeing that this man had that Mason hair whip into the Liberian politics? No. Everyone else so. If that were the case, why Boakai, Yomi Kanga, Benina refused to go to a convention with this man? Saying he just a novice. Why did they refuse? The trouble when they came to convention, that when this whole CPP thing or to the park convention. So to you continue to say, oh, Comey don't have the money. No. If he did not have the number, fine. But let it go through the process. They refuse to go through the process. What are they afraid of? That means they don't want democracy because they put on people something that they're supposed to do. So let it go to the convention. They would have gone to the convention. If Baka on top, he can say, hey, Commies, hey, let's work together. Okay, I'm a VP. But VP Baka said he's been vice president 12 years, so he cannot go again as vice president. So it means that according to something to this is entitlement for Joseph Boakai and the lives of others. Liberia is not a farm. You say, well, now Banana Republic, but they have Banana Republic Act. People just get to say, I must be there, and they want it. No. If that's, we talk about democracy. One man, one vote. Let us go to the convention. You win, then you can pay me. If you don't, you take another person. But Boakai refused. That when all the hell break loose. So that is session that, oh, he doesn't have the number. No, old man. If he did not have the number, why people are running? Why your old man is running? Now you talk about Boakai. Look at the way his son described him. Not coaching Greg Costa. Tribalistic, egoistic old man. He had lived his life. He's dead man walking. Those are the words of Henry Costa describing Joseph Boakai. And today it's the same Henry Costa that Joseph Boakai has embraced as his son, who are putting lives into the Unity Party. Where are we going? Joseph Boakai told you an interview that he represented Liberia, it is 73 or some more town outside of the country on behalf of Ellen Johnson. He told you He did advise Ellen Johnson almost 80% on major issues, and he was listening to. So how can the man come and tell you, say, I was all car parking in the garage? That is a complete contradiction of himself. That means he's not honest. If you did advise someone 70 to 80%, and those advice were taken into account, put into effect as a policy or whatever, you travel 73 times out of the country. How come you come back to say that you are okay? Then something is wrong. Then the old man is not honest. Because when you say these things and come back to say, no, I was okay, then you are not being honest with the Liberian people. And this is why Joseph Boakai is finding it difficult. And those who are behind him cannot come out. They always say, oh, he should be. But what can they point to that Joseph Boakai did in Liberia that you can say, this thing it was because of Joseph Boakai?
Okay.
Show us. What is the policy? What has he done?
Alrighty.
He served 8 years as vice president. What happened? What the people of Lofa County can show that we have a son 8 years as vice president. Just had today that the people of Bonga, they can't show any damn thing that they have got him under the WLA government as well have been vice president. So it's just the same or damn thing that going on. Why you can't speak the truth?
Okay, folks, we got to get engagement going. Let's go to our first caller here. Make it succinct, and it's an open mic, but you speak to if you want to speak to what we've been talking, or you have other things concerned. Let's go to this number here, 763 number 7242. Caller, good evening.
Thank you so much, Mr. So. This is Elvis calling from Minnesota.
Welcome to the show. Go ahead.
Thank you again. Yeah, quickly, I just want to, make a couple of comments quickly. When it comes to, let's say I want to talk about Cummings and Gonglo, for example. Gonglo is my first choice, Cummings my second choice. I had the opportunity to engage with Councilor Gonglo, and he really left me underwhelmed because, this is a man who we think is a very smart guy, very cerebral, intelligent person, and I had the opportunity to engage with him. I asked him a question. Lack of political experience, he's been an advocate for a long time. He's made a reputation for himself, but when it comes to being, I asked him, he's never ran for representative or even senator before. So the process of, running for political office is so new to him. How does he think he's going to fare in that matter? And his answer to me was, well, some people who've been winning political office, in a sense, in a nutshell, I'm better than them. So why can't I run for president? That left me back, baffled, because my understanding is running for president is one of the hardest things you can possibly do for the entire country, especially in a place like Liberia, where we have a lot of different tribes and a lot of different, sectionalisms, from different areas and regions and tribes. To think that you could be so naive to think that just getting up one day and running for the presidency, he has a good shot at it. I love him because of his integrity.
Quickly here.
Go ahead.
Quickly, I get to your point before I get back to my guys.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, I wanted to contrast it to Cummings. Cummings is the same thing. His situation, he was an executive. He was never CEO. He was never the chief executive person in his company. He never made all the decisions. You see a lot of people coming from America, they'll be manager in a company and go to Liberia, going by for ministerial positions. They always want to go up all the way higher, and when they don't have the requisite experience to make that lateral move. So Cummings himself, he doesn't have the experience to run for political office, and I think we've seen that too with all the mistakes that he's made. I just want to make those two comments. I have much to say, but again, I'll get off the line. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Elvis. Those are folks, if you want to form part of the conversation, you can call 682-433-8802. Libra.
Yes.
You have been indicted by Amos George. You listen to him yet? Tie you and your old man together, and I don't know. You want to respond to that, or that's sufficient?
Well, Mr. So, all I can say is, as far as his tirade about Dr. Bakai, whether he's honest, I know Dr. Bakai is very honest. I'm not questioning that. I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm not even going to entertain that. However, if
Well, somebody want to call you from your end? If you can pick her, that's fine.
My son getting in contact.
Oh, okay. I thought that your Liberal fans you gathering to.
No, he just got in contact. So it's too late anyway. But anyhow, I will talk to him later. But Mr. So what I was saying is that Dr. Bakai, people can believe and say whatever they want to say about Dr. Bakai. That's what make him a leader. He's not here to sanction anybody's view. It's Mr. George right to express his view as he sees fit. But that does not make it truth. He's not just Mr. George is not entitled to his own truth, or as Conway put it, alternative fact. If he can call all of his statement here being an alternative fact, yeah, I will accept it. But that doesn't make it a truth. He's not entitled to his own truth. He's entitled to his views, but his view does not make them true. Now, Mr. So, let me just say this. Dr. Bakai, I still fault him in many of the issues that are happening. And somebody wrote earlier, why not Dr. Bakai? And Dr. Bakai force anybody into the room? No, he cannot. But if you're going to be the leader, if you're going to be the leader of the group, you're going to have some sort of connection with whoever is that's going to be part of the group to say, guys, as a leader, let's just take you for example. In as much as I call you a far right conservative, you don't impose your view. Even here on LPR, you always say whatever every one of us come by here say here, these are not something that are sanctioned by LPR management. You have make that exception all of the time. In other words, you're not here to impose or to allow us to impose our will or our belief or whatever it is on anybody. And it's the same thing. Okay, but as a leader, even though you're not imposed on people,
you're sounding very lukewarm now. Go ahead, let me go to this call.
Mr. So why are you gonna characterize my way of speaking? I'm not lukewarm because I'm being defeated. I'm not lukewarm because I'm being defeated by the central right. Far from it. Far from it. Hold on, Mr. So let me be ridiculous before you go. Mr. George, when we started the show earlier, we welcome you and say, oh, you're looking young and the medicine, you ain't using no medicine. I take all my statement back.
Oh my God.
That's my quiet, Mr. So.
Okay, caller, thank you for being so patient. 806 number 7837. Good evening. What's your name and where you calling from?
Mr. So, this is Jimmy Koya. I'm calling from the state of Texas.
Okay, Mr. Koya, thank you for joining the show. Thank you for your time this evening. Happy Memorial Day. Welcome, my man. This Liberia business here to talk is so high. Very convoluted thing here. We don't even know how to put it twist again. Is that something you worry about too as well?
So I worry about on a larger scale with respect to, what the aspirational Liberian people want. The formation, as you're saying, CPP formation, in my view, nation of distrust amongst members. I hear Beku tonight rightfully deport him. He's running around the place, no basis, no particular point that he wants to make here. Why in a democratic sector will you form a group of reputable people, a political party, and you set an agenda self-derived by yourself? Why would you? It must be this, and these are the reason why CPP is having difficulty. Create a free participate using the model of their own choice as to who will become their standard bearer. If these guys had come in with sincerity of hearts into the process and allow the voters to decide who they want, I just don't get it when they say this person doesn't have a number. What's the essence of coming together as CPP? Now, let's look at the past senatorial representative positions. CPP won across the nation. Individuals that won on CPP party were not capable enough in their individual capacity to have won these positions. But it's because of CPP, they won. So why couldn't they put that particular
bring
thing
out the momentum? Absolutely.
Why couldn't they put that to test on the presidential level? Whether or not Cummings has a number or not, they must be able to rely on their own solution that, look, we can make it. So because, like I said, distrust was the foundation of the failure of CPP, because some people believe X or a particular person must be subjected to this arrangement that is far from the value of democracy. And this is not helping Liberia. And I'm surprised that Beku would have been following all the time. He's actually running here and there.
That's a liberal, right?
Liberal. He's the one I'm talking about. He must present a model that will be a standardized one. Not because Bwaka is old or he's this. Put it to test. The man does not have a number, like you said. Why are you guys afraid to put democracy to test? In fact, I will be happy to say, oh, like go to convention.
You know what? In the interest of fairness, Mr. Kuya, right?
Yeah, Kuya.
Okay, just listen. I don't want this guy because it's always in the tendency that we can humiliate him. We want to sanction him, this and that. I want to stay there. Let me just bring him on here. Okay. Why he doesn't want to test democracy. Instead, he wants to have his own makeup. They want to have it done their way. That's what this gentleman is saying. They've been following. Samson told, where you look? Is somebody texting you?
Mr. So, I like the gentleman comment. And they can bring it on. It really, we're all here to.
I'm not saying you should go into fight with my
Mr. So, will you please let me express myself freely? You heard this guy taking me to the cleanup, and you want me now to be quiet on this here. You heard this young man on the national TV taking me to the cleanup, saying that I block views are somehow running all over the place. Mr. So, will you please let me respond to this young man? Sir, first of all, my views are not running all over the place. I'm being very serious. When you see me saying this and saying that, I'm being very truthful. Coming don't have the numbers. You guys can say whatever you want to say. It's okay with me. It's okay. You can disagree.
Where is this statistics coming from? This number issue
coming to us on the video.
He said, "Listen, Mr. Tool," and I'm going to tell you what we asked him on the platform. He said, "Yes, I know I did not have the number, but I'm striving." And it's always good for politicians.
So let me ask you.
Let me ask this young man, then, Mr. So you can go back to him. Do you truly believe that Kumi can win election in Liberia? Put it back to him.
Answer? Okay.
Put it back to him.
Oh, Beku, I want you to honestly put this first. Not whether or not I believe, but whether the CPP believe in itself as an institution.
Okay.
You need to ask yourself, is CPP willing to support its candidate? So if CPP is strong and believe in its own institutional value or having a candidate by itself, and I think if they supported there's capability for whoever become a presidential candidate to win. It's not about Cummings. It's not about boycott. No, we are proceeding on institutional aspect. And that's why I'm saying you are running around here, brother. You need to understand.
Thank you so much, Mr.
My last question I have for Beku right now is: does he believe that individual candidate that won the representative and senatorial seat across the nation, would they have won as an individual or as an institution? I want you to answer that question. Okay, and if his question is yes, they could win as an institution, then why can we not transition that to a presidential candidate of the CPP?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Please take note. Let me go to this long distance caller coming from Canada. Quora, good evening. What's your name?
Yes, good evening. My name is Pastor Daniel Dennis.
Pastor Dennis, good evening and welcome.
Thank you.
Are you praying for Liberia?
I am.
Are you praying for a specific person or for the nation?
For the nation as a whole.
Okay, I'll tell you now, ordain or pour holy oil on a specific person. Go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, I've been listening to the discussion and since this whole thing started and to this evening, just listening to you guys. You know, people in Liberia, those that support Boaka and they say, oh, the old man, let him be, and there is no reason. They are not giving anybody any reason for which he should become president. And this is what we did. We saw some of these things that are happening right now in Liberia coming, and we were telling the people, they said we were both people. We were both people, so they didn't want to listen to us. Now here we are. It's the same thing again they are doing with Boaka. And people can hear Boaka. Somebody has been in government from the time here was supposed. And he can show one program that he has created. Nothing he has ever done. He spent another 12 years, zero. And yet people still doing Boaka, just can't get it. Now, those guys that are behind him, they want to be using him, like how Magetua and other people are using George we are today, and they are wrecking our country. And our country have become a laughing stock around the world. This is why those guys are behind Boaka today, pushing Boaka that how they talk when you have macros to your mouth. You hardly hear him. So he can sit there and they run a country and damage that country again. But we need someone reputable. Someone like around the world.
Pastor has been. I know the politics all started in the Bible, and we know the story here. You've been sounding a little bit political. I ask you here, what are you praying for the nation? But now you are going under the skin of the liberal, because that's the liberal on a safe haven you pounding here this evening. So have you decided who you think should be the best person to lead the country?
Oh, of course, guess what? I told you that I prayed for the entire country, but you as a son, man, and looking among the politicians, you just have to choose one or have one on mind.
Who's that?
Which is Cummings.
Cummings.
Okay.
Yeah, which is Cummings. Look, you need somebody that here's a man that is on that reputable bull, okay? That rub arms with big business people. Don't you think if such a person become a president for that nation, would not bring in a lot of investors? And someone that is respected?
Not necessarily, but anyway, that's your view and opinion.
No, we agree. It's not necessary, but let me tell you something. Investors, what they do, they look at the security of the country.
Right.
The person who is the president of the country, the person, reputation, the person standing in society, and the person has, an impeccable character. All of those things, investors look at. So you can just grab somebody because the person who was vice president and for another corrupt government that stole every year. So we don't want people like that.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me go to the guy. Let me go to Liberal here because you're pounding him, so he will respond because my man Kuya asked a question here. He can go without the Liberal asking. We want to give him the opportunity here because he's burning in that chair, the place he's sitting down here. I don't think this night is going well at all. The Liberal, you want to get a water to drink first?
Yes. Let me respond to Kuya, my brother. I understand his question as to whether individually and those who won on the CPP ticket would have won without the support of the CPP as a collaborating political party. No, I don't believe that either. However, and this is why I am here, continue to plead that the CPP has to come together because they understand, those that are in the leadership of CPP, they have the clear understanding that without the CPP holding together, individually they will not win. And that's what I said here earlier, that Dr. Weah and his people they should be prepared. If CPP cannot come together, should be prepared to go for another 6 years. Now, as far as the preacher is concerned, preacher man, Give what is to Caesar and give what to Caesar, and then give God what is to God. What are you going to do? Now, you don't want more eyes to pray for Dr. Bakai? Please, we will find another preacher to pray for Dr. Bakai. Then we will not allow you to pray for that. How you will come pray for Dr. Bakai saying you kind of thing here? Man, preacher. But anyway, you Canadian preacher, you're not American preacher, you Canadian preacher. So why continue to preach in Canada? We will continue to do what we do here in the United States for Dr. Bakai. We have our own preacher here in the United States who will pray for Dr. Bakai, not a Canadian
preacher. Every time people come on this network, he call our man Kenya, man Nairobi, the man can come back. The preacher man from Canada now is telling him he Canadian preacher, he's not American. You're so divisive. Let me go to this line here. The line is working here this evening. Let's hear from Liberian. This is so serious here. My man, don't let a man here that a liberal. He always here to drive people away. Don't even play him, man. Okay. Yeah, let me go to these numbers here quickly here. 817 number 7145. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Mr. So, my name is Benson Mason. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
Mr. So, I found the Liberal today very entertaining.
Wow.
I mean, the Liberal is looking at the tenor of democracy that is being, and he is asking one person to negate it, to forget it. Don't follow the tenor. You guys don't go to no primary. You don't compete among yourself. Just give it to Bwaka. And then you say Bwaka can't even win in his own political party. Because Bwaka say, according to the people who follow him, they wanted black voting. Why? Because they don't trust their own people. If I was a member of United Party, I can't vote for Bwaka because Bwaka not discourage me. He not already tell people I can sell my vote. He said I will be bribed. That Bwaka perception. That's why he refused black voting. Okay. Why? How you don't trust your own people? How can you lead the people you don't trust?
They say this one here, it sounds so stupid. They say coming with you. If you don't get money, if you don't have money, don't get into no voting business. We don't even need no broker in our country right now. If you broke, find a place to sit down. Go back to the soil.
Then my Kuro young brother, Mr. Cole, stay on the same foot, and he said Joseph Bwaka is the one who will unite the people. He can unite 4%.
Okay, my man, please take it easy on my level. Let me go to the next question. Thank you so much. Let me take it easy. Okay. I don't want a Deborah. Today is a holiday. A holiday going all the way to tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. Let me go to this number here. 832 number to 0644. Call out. Thank you for being so patient. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Yada Townsend. I'm calling from Houston.
Okay, Sarah, good evening and welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I just wanted to thank you much for the show. You know, I'll usually come, but I had to just kind of add my voice to this particular discussion, which I do appreciate, by the way, because you guys are great. But I think that we have to put a little bit of an analytical lens on what we're looking at here when we are talking about Ambassador, Vice President, or he's supposed to lead the country. Has shown any history of
are you driving? Sierra, you driving?
I'm not driving.
I don't know. Maybe somebody get a fan or something. Okay, go ahead. You're coming through. It was kind of a little bit fluctuating, but go ahead.
Yeah, no. I'm not driving. I'm at home.
Oh, much better.
But no, I say, like, when we consider all of the characteristics of Ambassador Bwaka, I hear the wind. If that's what you're talking about, because I'm not even outside. I'm inside my house.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that one of the folks are on there. Yeah. Go ahead.
Right. But and I don't mean this to be ugly or disrespectful, but if we want to bring the nation forward, we have to start looking at each leader, looking at their history, looking at their track record, and decide what have they shown us? What will they show us in the future? And
have you found that
just
person?
Go ahead.
Have you found that person track record, what they're going to be bringing in the future, all of the players, the actors? Have you found one?
Well, I will put it like this. I would say, if let's just, do a process of elimination when we start.
Oh my goodness.
This is a taking skill that they teach you, in elementary. I grew up in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly you can tell by my accent.
Right.
So they teach you these things and they say, well, which one can we actually eliminate before we even have to make a choice? This is a multiple choice question.
Right.
Okay. So which one of these players has actually demonstrated a long history of ineffective governance, of not being able to fulfill their social contract? Not only that, but when we talk about corruption,
man,
which of the people
you need to come on here, because the Liberal is being penny down. I don't think this night is a good night for the Liberal, because he's whacking his head. So let's do the elimination quickly here for us. I don't know whether it's a plurality method or Bodel method or whatever count method.
You don't know where I'm going with this. So who can we eliminate? So who is the contest between?
Tell
Mr. Cummings.
Tell me.
Mr. So
has an exemplary record. What in corporate America is just as comparable to, private governance or whatever,
Okay.
Or so you can look at the two records and just decide who has produced, period, and whatever position they have held, who has produced. I'm telling you, this old man, I love him. I don't think you like him. It's not a personal thing, but at this point, he's not capable and he's not ready, and he has exemplified that he's not a unifier. He has ran from the CPP because he cannot compete. He does not believe in democracy at all.
What? I had to do this, Sierra. We have to tap into you to come here. Let us face because we want to see the faces behind these Cummings men and why they are making these decisions, or why they have come to these judgment. Can you think about that and see whether we can come here and have this sort of, because these are the sort of national conversations that we have, because all of us must be held accountable. We don't want people supporting people today and tomorrow say, oh, knowing what I know now, I wouldn't have gone this way. So is that something? Can you give me a thought and let us know if we can have that conversation here?
Sure. Right. I'll give it a thought. You can contact me.
Okay.
Mr. So.
I don't want this guy, he get his hand all folded now like
Mr. So.
Son, and so he's the Liberal is suffering here tonight badly, and I don't want him to burn out here. So please take it easy with me. You have your day. Don't worry. Get a glass of water. You have your day. Let's hear from our people here. Thank you so much, Sierra. All right. Let me go to 612 number 8050, and we go back to 612-8050 before I go back to our guest. 612, are you there? 612. Oh boy. Okay. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ikava, calling from Georgia.
Georgia. Good evening and welcome. What's your point?
Yeah, my point is I just want to let the Liberal know that, I believe that he has good intention, but from where our country is today, we need practical leader, and we need someone who will lead the next generation to a better place. What am I saying is that, I understand Ome Bwaga, he has done his part, and I believe that it is time for him to retire and let the other generation comes in and lead our country to the right place. And one of the things I look at, like I said on one show before, Liberia, now this don't work. I'm not saying it work everywhere, but we continue to elect broke people in Liberia And this is why our country it is where it is right now. If you look at history, Joe was broke. We saw where he took us. Chad Taylor was broke. We saw where he took us. Ellen Johnson was broke. We saw where she took us. Judy Brown or whatever the name, Judy who, the guy that was there, he was broke. We saw where he took her. Well, George Weah was broke. We saw what he took her. Joseph Wega is broke. We don't want him to take us to where the guys then taking us. Darius Dillon broke. Darius Dillon broke. You don't believe broke. All our political leaders who are so-called political leaders in Liberia today, all their wealth came from where? Government. We don't need these kind of people. If you put broke people in power, they will go there and enrich themselves, including our vice president. The man say he live on loan. If that man live on loan, you tell me, should we give our country to this man? George Weah had to pay his medical bill? Is that what we want to do?
I think he was in that should be an entitlement as a former vice president, though.
Okay, but George Weah said it was personal. He gave you a personal gift to go take medical treatment. It was not in the budget. It was in something in the budget.
Let me ask you. You call from Atlanta, Georgia, Sierra call from Texas or whatever. But all of you seems to be in the same tune as if you're connecting one another here, because the Liberal is getting so miserable in today's program. I don't want that scenario to happen here. Are you guys communicating on knowing?
Oh no, I'm watching your show. I'm watching your show, and I'm a follower of your program. You know, now I know people will say because I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was put a disclaimer. My preference is Mr. Cummings because I'm just being honest. Just because we didn't try something new that we did for George Weah, we tried something new, but unfortunately, he had no skill, no management skills, no leadership skill, nothing. At least Mr. Cummings coming with some kind of a background, something compared to George Weah. So we need something new. We can keep, like Cummings always say, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. What do you want us to do?
Thank you so much.
We're tired. We're sick. We need some new. We need something different.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my info.
Thank you so much, and it's good.
So, Mr. Liberal, please stop. Don't leave that job we have anything or boycotting. Please.
Oh, is that a Liberal you're talking to?
Yeah, I'm talking to the Liberal. The guy. Yeah. Please leave that boycott or job we have to retire. We want something new.
Mr. Do that in no water.
Thank you so much. All right. Hello, guys.
Mr. So.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm not picking your call now. Go ahead.
No.
Listen.
I was just asking Bloku what he got in no water.
Listen, Mr. So. The ANC people can come and party on tonight. It doesn't matter. They are haying in my mouth, my haying in your mouth. Their men cannot win vote in Liberia alone. Secondly, coming to us, Mr. Central, when these people were piling on me here, I was on the bus. You guys, you and Mr. So could not stop there. You guys were enjoying these people throwing me on the bus. So please let me help myself, if you don't mind. Now, let me say this. The fact that these people are coming like this, they can bring it on. The young lady came up here and come up with this, some kind of a Venn diagram where we're going to put people in a bubble. This kinds of stuff don't work in democracy. We're not going to accept that, number one. Second, yeah, you're going to say how long Dr. Baka been in office. I believe from listening to her, maybe Dr. Baka been in political life even before she was born. So that's fine. But he is the only person in this arena that can stabilize the Republic of Liberia at this particular time. Having said that, Mr. So, let me go back to this young man once again. They can collaborate. I'm Bloku. They can't do nothing to me. They ain't ever me. My hand in your mud, my hand in your body, I ain't in your mud. They ain't ever me. I'm Bloku. They can collaborate and pilot on ANC. Let me say that again. Let me say that again to all of the ANC people. They will not win one vote in Liberia to say you're coming to win presidency. The only way your man Kumi will be successful, and I know he has the ability to lead. I know Comey has the ability to lead. I know Comey to be a good leader. I know Comey can lead the Republic of Liberia well. But Comey have to wait for his turn.
I don't
That's what I say. That's what I say. Comey cannot even, he can't win anything in our country steady alone. Your English, why you can't even understand that?
Okay, let's get it
part of the English
Let's get it
let me speak the real, my time. Let me speak the real Liberian English to you. Look, ANC, you can't win vote and make Comey president in Liberia. It's not happening. The Liberian people don't want Comey to be president at this time. Be smart. As intellectual as you guys are, go honor Dr. Buckeye, Comey as vice president, and then Comey going to demonstrate to the Liberian people what we all know that he has. But you want to sit there and try to jump the fence? Yeah. No. That Liberia here, that not America. We're not jumping no fence. You wait for your turn.
The Liberal, this is
yes.
Can you be a little bit concrete here, because you're being a little bit abstract here?
Okay.
What has he stabilized?
Who stabilized?
I am asking Boyka. You say I'm asking. Be a little bit concrete.
Put him in the office and see if he's not able to stabilize anything.
But we should put him there first. What were some of the council? Let's be honest here. You are men of believe in democracy. What were some of the things that he boycott advised Helen Johnson Sirleaf, and there was a disagreement for which Helen Johnson did not listen to him? Is there anything that you can tell us that I don't know?
What backup he told us he was parking in the garage.
Which garage?
How's he going to advise anybody?
Which garage?
The old garage. The car was parked in the garage. So how's he going to advise anybody? But apparently Ellen was not listening to
why he couldn't tell us at the time he was parking.
So I told you already. Why you want to bring it back again? I explained to you intellectually. I explained to you why. So
no,
please,
I don't understand.
That's why I said you people must say we're not friends here. They're not kumbaya show here. This is a show for intellectual exchange.
Listen, but you will not say it and walk away with it. Let me ask you: are you saying to the Liberian people tonight, that Joseph Walker single can win an upright election in Liberia?
No.
So now, if you are saying no, why are you saying that? Commies. The Liberian people don't know him. What is the yardstick you're using to measure that?
Because Comey told us that.
No, you misquoting Commies.
No, I got the videotape.
Yeah, but let me ask you. Now, do you believe in democracy?
Yes. I'm a liberal, for Christ's sake.
Hold on. If you believe in democracy,
Mr. Central Right, what is this? You think I'm on a stay here in a courthouse and you want to question me as though I'm something of a witness? No, this is not just a bad guy on the stand in the Liberal quota. You can't do this, Lawrence. We're here to exchange that. Why are you questioning me as though I'm on some sort of a court witness or something? Mr. So please, you have to make sure the Central Right doesn't come in here and be a Perry Macy on your show here tonight.
Something to you and it was your own words. Nobody put a hand in your throat. So I'm asking you these questions so you can clarify them. I'm asking you, if you believe in democracy, one man, one vote, why Joseph Boyka and the rest of your
No, let's do it this way, Pa Joy. Let's ask you a fair question. Which type of democracy that you believe in?
Liberian democracy.
What is it?
Wait for your time.
You know, these are, if Samson went to total the Pecan Parliament, they will put the town on fire. Samson went to total the Pecan Parliament, they will put it.
I'm telling you the truth. You don't like it.
The man can go there, he found land and ask you.
Look.
That's easy farm land because that's some of the things.
Joseph Boyka said.
So, Mr. To, on a serious note, let me ask you. I mean, those are your opinions, that your view. Yeah, let's assume for discussion purposes, the CPP, which of course they want to come together. And I'm quite sure that's the backup plan of Unity Party, because we've been hearing for quite a while they were dealing with some of the progressive. But let's assume they're going to hold because we want them to hold. They're acting crazy right now. What have you? If it holds, and for discussion, Comey becomes the standard barrier. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. When you come back here to tell people to say, okay, even though I wanted him to have gone on a boycott, but this is where he is. you can give in your vote. Will you do that?
Mr. So, let me say this again. I'm a liberal, and I have the ability to compartmentalize issues. If Kumi was to come out and win the presidency, I will support it. Even if he wins the primary or whatever it is, I will support him.
So you are playing mere politics.
I will support him. But here is what I'm saying to you, and I'm being very serious. I know people might not like it. The ANC people here all over the place, they're all over me. But that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. Okay. But I will continue to be truthful. What I believe is the truth. Kumi cannot win an election in Liberia at this time. Now, let me say, I've been saying it all night. It messed up Central right on the floor. I've been saying this all night. Kumi has the ability to lead. Let me say this again. If you were to put all of these the opposition political leaders on the scale in terms of who has the most ability to lead Liberia, I would say Cummings. However, Mr. Central Right, why are you going to interrupt the liberal? Please. Here's the issue, Mr. So on a very serious note, not many Liberians, specifically young Liberian voters, have the understanding of what we know about Cummings. And Cummings and his ANC has not gone into the grassroots to sell Cummings, truthfully. Now listen to the fine, beautiful commercial that you always play for Cummings. Who in total now hear commercial? Who in Rawaji now hear commercial? Who in the villages that I heard Cummings speaking like this? None. Cummings intent. And what these ANC people continue to do that is hurting Cummings, that for which I'm saying Cummings should go second, is they continue to give information to the intellectual. Many of these intellectuals, like all of us here, we ain't got no vote in Liberia. The people who got vote in Liberia, they are not being talked to by Cummings and his people.
All right, let me ask you this question. We always like to get a reaction from our onliners. This is what Madam Thompson is saying. And let us bring it, let's visualize it. Let's put it into context, bring it into picture here with the democracy that took place here. And let's put it in that case. If the American people have told Obama at the time, wait for your time, what would be your own perception?
Good. I'm glad you brought that question.
No, I'm just trying to paraphrase.
Yeah, I'm happy you brought that question.
No, listen, that's Ciara asking this question.
Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy that she asked that question. The fact here is this: the culture in Liberia. To be honest with you, the culture. Then these are people that are going to be voting, whether we like it or not. But the culture in Liberia does not permit and will not permit Cummings to jump the hoop.
What is the culture?
The culture is this. When you right now, many of us, in fact, back in those days, when you're talking to older person, you don't even look them in the eyes, because that's a form of disrespect. The what?
Is it happening today?
Well, man, why you keep? I'm saying culture. I'm not saying today that there are so people who can be causing cause that you able to do that 20 years, 30 years ago in Bongkane. Who able to? What kind of man? What kind of man in Liberia 20, 30 years ago that will address women the way we address women now? Who able that time? Nobody. So please don't compare Liberia today. It's not the same. However, but those who are influential, the others people in Liberia still believe that. Now, I'm not saying that Cummings do not have the right to say I want to be president. He does. But the ANC, instead of focusing their bazooka on Samson Toe, they should turn it on to the young Liberian voters. They are enabled. The ANC and its people are enabled. They don't even have the ability to speak the country language. They come on this kind of platform. They come on this kind of platform and speak PhD languages all over this place. And they expect the young people in Liberia to understand that? No. So my point is, the reason why I said Dr. Baka go first, because many of the young people, they know Dr. Baka. So Dr. Baka go first, Cummings second,
they can demonstrate to the young voters that this is my ability. I know Comey has the ability.
Let's flip this question around. This sort of self-created syndromes or whatever said, do we need to change that? Do we need to change that sort of perception? This person goes second, this person goes first, and we focus it. Do you think we need to fix that system?
Mr. So, yes, but this is a country that believes in copper rice. In order for me to vote for you, you got to give me chicken. Hold on, Mr. So when you ask your question, when the liberal is trying to clarify, to disabuse you, to educate you on these things, and then you interrupt. And this is not about, I'm not in a courthouse and that I'm on a witness stand for you and Mr. Joyce to treat me as though I'm some sort of a witness, a state witness or what have you. I'm not. I'm here to express my view. Now, this is a country that still believes in, if you want me to vote for you, you got to buy me baby top. If you want me to vote for you, you got to buy me chicken soup. If you want me to vote for you, you got to give me a cup of rice. This is the same country we're talking about. They just happy. So what make you think that we're going to, out of a setting, going to remove ourselves from these kinds of thinking? This is where the ANC people are missing the boat. You go down to the grassroots and tell them what exactly Comey's been saying.
Let me tell you, something told tonight, you're just dropping the ball. After the elections, Alexander Comey took a tour of the entire country. Your old man Joseph Walker had not voted out there. And you come here, you at the same time you see Walker one cannot win a vote uprightly.
And I also said that Comey alone cannot win vote either. So say if you're gonna cut me, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. If you're gonna cut me, do it right.
You interrupted me. You've been talking, nobody will talk.
Okay, go ahead.
You said Comey cannot win election in Liberia. Now, I ask you, Joseph Walker cannot win election uprightly in Liberia. So there's nobody that has a monopoly over the country as we speak that when it comes to politics. What people need to do is for people to go out of the canvas to sell the policy. What can they do differently from XYZ? I think that's what we should focus on. Because Joseph Walker in second place, it's not Comey in third place. He won most of our vote than Joseph Walker. So this idea that he don't have the number, you don't have any good polling system in Liberia. Since after the election, to determine that, to give you a direction of what side the country will be going. So when I hear you speaking now, our country, like, no, Mr. Tor, yes, you are entitled to what you're seeing. But the fact here is we cannot just conclude. 5 years going for 5 years, from 2007 up to now. Alexander Comey had not left that country. He traveled and come back. He's been there. He's visible on some places you can see him. So that narrative you're painting down, I don't know, it's because the Walker syndrome, you got it. I find it difficult. Young Joseph Walker, this man will take an advanced experience. Ambassador, minister, director, vice president. He sat down and looked at an institution that he put together, helped to put together, going down the drain. And you still believe this man have the strength, the energy to run Liberia effectively. When you hear people around him saying that we will run the show, you will just be there. Your son Henry Costa is on tape for that. What you people are afraid of, now you sound into it, but personally, what those people are afraid of is that they don't want anybody with the intellect that will come to power, that will question, that will be able to read 100 pages, 200 pages, and say, why you put this there? This is the fear of being young people. That's why you see the hiding behind Joseph Walker. So
let's take a commercial break and we'll be closing for the rest of the event. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio.
There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. Our next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds.
Also, the insult of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. We will be wrapping up here. This is a content sharing with LPR and other Sky FM in Liberia. We're going to be wrapping up here, gentlemen. We getting more concrete things that he coming wants to do under his watch if elected president of the Republic of Liberia, and that's what I can't wait to get a confirmation for us to have this sort of conversation here. The Liberal, are you there?
Of course. Why do you think I'm going to be?
Oh Lord, why you let a guy fight with people?
Well, because I keep telling you, this is not a kumbaya show. This is a show where we express ourselves intellectually. I'm not here to make friends with anybody.
All right. Okay. Understandable. It's almost time for us to wrap out. I know it's sort of open here, but let's before we go home, this group that put together this Democratic Alliance. Do you think would they move in the direction of Joseph Boyka saying what the CPP looking like now is completely in disarray? There's no hope that the CPP will survive. Is Joseph Boyka or the Unity Party having a good political backup playing here?
Well, Mr. So, I would think that if Dr. Bakai, who I'm supporting strongly, if he and his supporter believe that they can do this without any kinds of collaboration, then they don't need to gravitate towards that membership, that group, number one. And second, if people like George Lobo and the rest of the people believe that these people they can win the election, they don't need to. But they are unable to win an election outright. And therefore, they're creating some sort of a backdoor intervention in this process. And I believe that if Dr. Bakai is to be coerced into accepting this type of backdoor solution, then I think we're in for a big ride.
What would be your reaction?
If Dr. Bakai and his people believe that they can win without anybody getting involved with them, so be it, which I don't believe. I don't believe that Unity Party, any one of these people, any one of you political party or political opposition, unless they come together as one, they will not be able to defeat.
Okay. When these people come together, seeing what we're seeing, what is unfolding?
I hope they come together now with the feisty, the fly by night company or whatever it is that you're trying to put together. That is a
I'm not talking.
scam.
I'm talking
I
about,
don't call it scam 401 or 410 or whatever. This is what it is. If Dr. Bakai, who I believe is a unifier, needs to demonstrate that he has the power, he has the ability to unify, bring Comey back on this table and make sure this thing come together. Other than that, good night to Dr. Bakai and his people. Good night to ANC and welcome good morning to Dr. Weah.
Pretend you are providing counsel now to he Boyka. You are being very supportive of him, which is okay here. What he needs to do right now, what language, what tone should he be taking?
Dr. Bakai need to take some sort of a leave. Invite Kumi to some sort of a countryside meeting. Mr. So, you ask your question. Let the liberal express himself. I know it's late for you, and I know you're kind of, we the young people, you're still suffering your opioid. I know you and Mr. George, you're tired right now, but this man is not tired. Let me say this to you, Mr. So, on a very serious note. What I would say to Dr. Bakai and his people is this. Forget about all these people, because all of them, all these young people, the Costa, the Lobo, they're looking for position. We all know that. There's nothing else. No two-way street around it. I'm not going to hide it. Now, Dr. Bakai, what I believe he needs to do, go back to Lofa County and invite Kumi one-on-one and let Kumi express himself freely to you. Things that you have done, things that he doesn't think that is necessary. And you all sit down and talk. Dr. Bakai has the ability to reach.
Why Lofa Council to be the
because that's Dr. Bakai birthplace. And when you're doing these kinds of stuff, culturally, you invite, if Kumi, I'm telling you, if Dr. Bakai go to Lofa and invite Kumi, you will see the kind of people that turn out to welcome Kumi in Lofa County.
If he did that, don't you think that he's going to put himself against?
No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that because he's going to neutralize the like of Musa ability. Kumi is the one that in this scenario that I just put out, Kumi is the one that I'm going to be concerned with. As to whether he's going to accept the invitation.
Accepting, and whether he's going to be welcome in the
welcome, forget it.
Okay.
Kumi will be working on Lapa when Dr. Bakai invite Kumi in Lofa County, because the Lofian will not want to be the one to act like the people in Grand Union County driving Kumi out of the city. That's not going to happen in Lofa County.
Okay.
So the people in Lofa County will throw their Lapa down for Kumi to walk and meet Dr. Bakai.
Mr. George.
Now, if they meet, they will have a clear understanding of what we need to do to make sure that this country survives.
The chief conspirator now is trying to more or less pivot, change his language, try to smoke peace pipe here. Can anybody entertain this here? Is it too late for that?
No, I think one of the president of Nigeria is Buhari. He was running against a young guy. And what they say he did was he took his wife and children, and I think it was the guy said, I don't want to see you and your wife and children. And they say he went to the guy and he said, you know what happened? You're my son. This is my last chance. I beg you. Let me run. I will be leaving. And the story goes that the man and his children and that woman and her husband and children were there in that room. They say that how can the guy did agree?
Okay.
All I have said over and over that Joseph Nyimba Boakai need to step up as a man. And all the Chihuahua that are making noise around and say, yo, shut up. It's not about you people. The bigger picture is the Liberian people. Because at the end of the day, all the guy want is job. They just want to be like Cemetery and Nigerian man get. Jefferson coach that all the guy won. And who can they think that they can run on the back? Just like Nyama Boakai. If these guys have the ability, the strength to, why they cannot go to Liberia and revamp these political institutions? Why they keep it there 160 someone, they say 60 something, whatever, all men in this place? Why? Why? And I question, and I hate to say it, Dr. Alari Topa. Dr. Topa, look at your history in Liberia. Nobody can question your history about defending democracy. Why is it that you people do not want to allow the system to play out? Why you people suffer? Why you want to better your life? Because one man, one vote. So everybody not going, oh, we'll find their line and we'll go behind the right person. You already said you're going behind Joseph Boakai, and you are a chairman of that one of those institutions. Where is the democracy that you went to jail for? That they almost killed you.
Okay.
That the WAPO, you were on your station. Rainbow Coalition, 11 political parties. Now you all now perfect Democratic Alliance of Liberia. What happened to the Rainbow Putsch? That is to tell you this work cannot be trusted. The owner going where the train will land. And it is sad for our country.
Okay. Where will this train will land? Folks, that's how we're going to bring the curtain down this evening. I'm Alfonso Z and so the Liberal.
You're not going to ice me for my closing statement?
How many statements you want to use to close?
What? I mean, you have the central right already. His view is aligned with yours. Now for you that means that's two closing statements. What kind of business? What? I need somebody here to help me carry these two people here. Why will you not allow me to have a?
So now my closing statement, because it's an open mic. I want to say something about that I saw that is very, very troubling. And I will make that few statement before I leave the place, because I promised yesterday that I will say this on the network, because what they did, it was a complete embarrassment to all journalists. Those talk show hosts, yesterday I saw them, but something to go ahead.
No. After I finish talking, the man I will close it, because you can't be talking over what the liberal finish.
You're not going to determine who.
Oh, here we go. I better make my peace now. Okay, all right. I hear you. Two of you. No, but let me say on a very serious note, to the audience and to Mr. Soul and Mr. Josh, I want to thank all of you for the opportunity. Look, when we come here, I keep saying this. When we face this camera, and you come here because you want to make friends or because you want your view to be accepted by everyone and praise you and think, then you're not sincere. You must be a man. You must be anybody. You must be somebody who is willing to say what you believe, whether it is contrary to the belief or popular belief or not. It shouldn't be the concern. And like I've always said, I'm a liberal. Bloku. My hate for you more, you hate for him more. I will say as I see it. I think many of you, we should be happy that I'm like that I'm not hiding anything, that I'm not here trying to sugarcoat anything, that I'm not here just want to please the audience and what have you. Mr. So, I want to thank you very much for your leadership. And with this collaboration or whatever you started, I think it's all because of you and Mr. George hard work. However, I better put you two on this list here to warn you strongly that this liberal, the fact that you are brought in a lot of lucrative platform here that will allow people all over Liberia now to listen to us, that does not negate the fact that I am a liberal and I'm not going anywhere. My liberal view will be expressed freely. Despite you and the central right making us going worldwide, my view will be expressed freely without fear whatsoever. However, I want to thank you, Mr. George. I want to thank you, Mr. So, for this opportunity. And whatever you guys want us to do as a group, we will support whatever ideas you guys have. But let us don't be taking for some sort of a kumbaya show. It is not. Thank you very much, and I'll say good night to you, Mr. Soul.
Mr. Josh?
Yeah, let me just close. I saw something yesterday, and which yesterday it was to me very, very embarrassing on a network. On the Spoon Talk yesterday, Mr. Asido came on that platform to deny allegation about rape or assault and everything. But that was not what really got to me. Ben Sanvi, Kev Hassan, Tomani George, they all refused to answer me any question. All they were doing, complimenting him, oh, we'll see what will happen. And if this lady is somewhere, she can come out to explain her side of the story. And knowing the gentlemen, how they had gone after other people who have been allegedly accused of sexual action. And I said, I will call them out on the network. Spencer Enfield, Kev Hassan, Tomani George, shame on you people. Because as though is your colleagues, you could not ask him any question as to what happened when he said he had a personal relationship and it's personal matter. What is personal when you someone alleged that you assaulted them? Alleged. But people had the audacity to go after Alva Topa for a book that he wrote, saying something about the president wife. You people were all to grill him, questioning, say all kinds of things about him. But because your colleague, I said, though, the deputy minister, allegedly, front page carried the story. You people had not questioned front page to ascertain the side of the story, what is the stand by the story. But none of you people ever had the audacity to say, I said, though, tell us what is this personal relationship with this lady. Nobody will ask him that question. Can have something, if you see the man as a gentleman, here, I don't believe he can do such a thing. So it means that if one of us on this platform having that kind of allegation come about us, you don't think it is in the interest of the public to ask me, Mr. George, what did you do? Do you know that lady? What you mean by personal relationship? But they sat down there. None of them asked though any question. And I just thought it wise to come as because I said, I will say it. It was shame on them and embarrassing to that network for none of them to ask though any question. But if it was someone different, not in the circle, they would have graded that person yesterday. So that's my own my takeaway.
Well, the man from the far right, he's not going anywhere now. I'm Afonso Zienso.
Is taking it unprecedented turn and is going to get ugly comes the 2023 presidential elections. There were four major political parties came together under the banner of collaboration. Political pundits and others sees this.
Okay, well, gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time, and of course, our valuable viewers, listeners, your tweets, your comments, your interaction, those of you that call in, and those of you who will be writing your comments. We should go back and take a visit, review, and learn from it because it's a lot to us. Your voice matters, and we're always happy to have you here. Again, Liberia Public Radio and Sky FM TV, it is in a collaboration. We are working on so many things. Hopefully, we're going to be having like a joint program here with the guy 50-50 who to call out of the 16 countries before he come on. He's going to be on the other side. I'm going to be here. So we're going to manage with the Libra. Per George is here. No bad bush for your child. So we got to deal with something to as it is. But join us tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time and 11:30 local time in Liberia. T-Max 50-50 will also be relay live right here on the Liberia Public Radio. If you have advertisement, commercial for your business or whatever it is, let us know. We're going to bring it here. And guess what? You're going to be echoed inside the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for your time this evening, for being here. And we're looking forward tomorrow, Memorial Day. We're going to catch it up right here again. I will be having Chris Dubenya is the name that is not been finalized, but We're going to get it out there soon. But join us 6:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning for 50/50 show with T-Max Girate. Until then, folks, thank you so much and have a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye. Okay, so that's how we're going to leave it. The Liberia, have a pleasant evening. And all of our folks, thank you so much. I will see you. You know, Mother, it was Filando. Yo, Matthew Mojo, Abu Gadeka Mojo, Boyakano. I can't solo, get parties and I won't go. I am a